Welcome to paradise. I just saw it. So this is my venture. I have always been drawn to this camper life and just living on the road and things like that. Right now, I had this desire when I first got to this particular place, and I wanted to get some place that I could live. And I was even willing to build something like a truck and just kind of like rough it a little bit in the beginning just to get it running. And then I sort of got out of it because I was so focused on anchoring this Ascension program with Yeshua, and that's just been the most that I've exuded my energy into. I've never had something that I cared about so much to bring into fruition as this. So so I sort of forgot about my human life a little bit and was only working on that. And I'm still working on that because it needs to be maintained. However, now I'm starting to open up for, now my body, okay, this is the correct thing to say. Now my body is starting to be ready to open up to the world again, to go out there again and to travel and enjoy this life. We have been in hermit mode and we have worked on our shadows for, well, by ourselves, about 1 year and a half. Only introspection and working on this with Yeshua. So it is an Ascension program. So this entire process of how I got out of all of this slump of dualistic viewpoints and all of that is all recorded there to completely heal, to completely look at your shadows from an ascended master point of view, and to just, it's quite a thing that is just continuously getting refined. I didn't know in the beginning that this is what it truly was. But this is how it is sometimes. It just evolves, right? Just like life, we evolve if we are opening up the right pathways. And that's what this Ascension program is doing. And so we had all of these goals that we set about half a year ago, maybe a little bit more, about this place, so that we could have some outside space in case we needed to fix something. So we had all these plans. And we got that place, but then we forgot about the whole camper thing, and we got steered a little bit off course with our body, with how we maneuver our body. And that's the most important thing, that this connection that we have learned from this program and with working with Yeshua is this connection between the knower and the feeler. And it is that missing piece for many. But if they just think it, that doesn't make any difference, really. That's just a ceiling, sort of. You have to break out of the thinking so that you get into the experiential. And that's why this is so perfect, because right now we are transitioning from being grounded and rooted in one place into be uprooting and just getting rid of this old life and just transition into the new, completely fresh. And we are a completely different person. We have completely different values, and that's not if someone from the dualistic perspective or some of our old past may have seen us, they wouldn't have they would just probably superimpose what they thought, right? That's what many people do. They superimpose what what they expect, sort of. And then that becomes a mold that you can either choose to fit into or just go, hey, oh, I see that. No, thank you. That's an old shoe. I'd rather not. So this is what we're in now, to just take all of this work that we have done inside and bring it out. And we have started, and it's a continuous journey, this outing, because we have now been in a period of more introspection, really deep introspection, to the point and really gone through everything of the past. And so everything is closed. Everything is completely closed from the past. There might be some habitual left that we are adjusting in terms of how to maneuver, because right now that experience that did its job, which was to connect us to Yeshua and the entire team of guides and teachers. And so right now we are working on sort of piecing ourselves back again after a very, very, very fruitful initiation period into these teachings of Yeshua and the Ascended Masters. And so we are so excited to take this whole thing on the road. So if you want to support us, please do so. There's links in the description. And I'm just so grateful for this, because I'm really feeling my body's excitement of living. That's different from the soul and from all of these intellectual things. Those two, many people call this the inner child. Integrating that. That was Yeshua. Sometimes this is how I channel. It's a very fluent thing. Sometimes they just come through based on what we're talking about, and then they come with answers deepening into add the holistic perspective, which is what we're all asked to do, really, so that we can be stable in these new frequencies that is emerging on the planet. And that is what Dolores Cannon has talked about, and many other spiritual beings from the past and channelers from the past have assisted humanity with preparation for these times. And so it's all available to you right now. It is your perception and your change that needs to harmonize with your body in order to make this shift. It is quite a process. It is not what you think literally. We thought a lot in the dualistic perspective, and it's different. It's experiential. It's a different sensory system that we are being opened into. And so from that place, you can hear thoughts of other people. You can experience extrasensory perception of many different variants. Not only those things, but those things are things that will pop in the years to come for many. And many might be a little bit frightened of this even, but there's nothing to be frightened of. This is a natural byproduct of a human being that gets more energy filtered through their system. And the only thing and the only remedy is to learn how to maneuver more energy through your system in a more harmonious way. That's why you're here. That's why you're here, to be who you truly are, which is this harmonious version where you actually see energy correctly and you maneuver it in a way that is uplifting for the entire system, so that your life is a living miracle. That is what A Course in Miracles is. It is guiding your thought system into this way of being. But Many beings have misunderstood and thrown the book out. But this is the calibration of the mind, of the dualistic mind, specifically in the West, to calibrate so that the soul can land. And these are the continuations of that. Yeah. That was him. I'm saying him, you know. I know he's just an energy now. It's not non-gender specific. Yeah, I'm so grateful for this. You know, this is really exciting. And this camper, it's all intact. I feel like it was prepared for me. Because just before I came, there was a whole bunch of things that sort of went wrong for them to fix before I came. So I'm very grateful for all the upgrades that this got before we got to exchange. And I really like this because it's spacious. You know, it's a little bit rough. It's a little bit oldie. Smells a little bit oldie. But it is very well. It's very well kept. The fridge is not working. That's the only thing. Otherwise, the water, all of that is working. All that, so I can cook here. I can sleep here. Just need a fridge, and I can plug in. So there. You know, this is where we're at right now. This is what we have to deal with. And so it wasn't that easy to get one of these. So we looked around, and that's a little bit why we also just forgot about it, because we were searching and nothing. We didn't see anything, and it was just like, but we were still going through the healing. And so then when we came out the other end, which was like quite like maybe half a year later, then we just got this. It was almost like a lightning ball of inspiration, and then everything started again, and then we got this. Oh, such a thing. Wow. It's really spacious too. I've had a camper before, but this is the biggest that I've ever had. I've never had a motorhome like this. So now I'm one of those people. Yeah. All right. That's what I'm going to share for now. And we'll update you on all the progress. Right now, I haven't done anything here. I want to just clean, and I haven't done anything. I've just gotten it here, and I've just rested. And so now, this is going to be my new life soon. All right. Take care. Ciao.